Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Choctopus, and I wanted to take some time to talk about the new Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild that Nintendo showed us at E3. More like Breath of the... I'm losing my breath because that was a mouthful. So, I think one super important thing that Nintendo needed to do to make this Zelda a successful Zelda has already been done. I don't want to bring it up just yet, but I'm really excited for this game. You know, it looks amazing, and I think it really goes back to its roots of the original Zelda game. The original Legend of Zelda for the NES. At E3 this year, Nintendo only showed off Zelda, and they showed off about 90 minutes of gameplay, which is a lot. That's a lot. But they were hiding any story or characters or dialogue from it because they didn't want to give anything away. The only thing that we know is that Link wakes up in what looks like this water that is in some kind of like pod of technology. That's actually the technical term, pod of technology. But seriously, it looks like they're really looking to implement technology into this game, which makes it feel a little more futuristic. And I know people are already arguing about where this game's going to fit in on the timeline, but I don't think that's important yet. I think what's important is, you know, once we find out exactly what's going on, why is Link there? Why has he been asleep for 100 years? I think it's 100 years, they said. I'm not sure. There's 3 people in front of me just tailgating the shit out of each other. They're literally up each other's assholes. I'm waiting for the first car to hit the brakes and for them to just... all 3 of them. Anyway, let's get back to what's more important, and that's talking about the new Zelda. The most important thing Nintendo needed to do to make The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild a successful game is they need to break out of, and they did. They needed to break out of linearity of story. So it looks like you wake up and you're kind of just free to do whatever the hell you want. I mean, that's what we saw so far. There were no story plot. There was no points of the story added to the game, and there was no dialogue because they didn't want to give anything away. But they were explaining during the demo that you kind of just wake up and then you're on your own. And I'm really hoping that the game sticks to it, because I'm tired of go to this dungeon, go to this dungeon. All right, do this fetch quest. Go to this dungeon, go to this dungeon. And the world is just so open. If you saw the map, holy shit, that thing is big. If there's as much to do as they're claiming, then I could easily log about 200 hours on this game alone. Story, side questing. Another thing that really caught my attention is that they're adding RPG elements into the game, which it doesn't look so RPG reliant, but you wake up with no weapons, no shield, no armor, and you have to find everything. And during the demo, when they switch weapons, there are statistics attached to each weapon. So attack went from 4 to a 5 when he went from a rusty broadsword to a spear, which I think is cool, because now you'll actually be trying out different weapons. You'll have different sets of armor, you'll have different shields. I don't know if they're gonna bring the original Master Sword into the game, or if it's even going to be the strongest sword. But, you know, I'm happy that they're giving us more options. So in the demo, he grabbed a spear, and the spear was a 2-handed weapon, so he couldn't use a shield with it, whereas the broadsword was 1-handed. So that's really cool. It's cool that they're trying different things, especially with the combat system. Now, the game is coming out for both the Wii U and the NX, where Nintendo says it'll offer the same experience, but obviously different graphics. Now, we still don't even know what the NX is. I'm a huge Nintendo fan, but I'm a little skeptical for the first time about... Well, I shouldn't say the first time, but I'm I'm a little skeptical about what the NX is, because they haven't given us any information, and we kind of have to wait till the fall. So, if fans aren't happy with it, there's a really short window to make any changes to the console, because they're releasing it, I think, March. Just to wrap things up, I'm super excited for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and probably a dozen other games that they showed off at E3. I've already pre-ordered most of them. At least all the ones that have solid release dates. So I'm curious to know, what are you most excited for from E3 that was shown off? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like on my video, hit the sub button, and subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to start covering more gaming news. But until then, I'm Choctopus. I'll see you next time with more Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild talk, speculation, discussion. Who knows? See you later.